So today we have Dean Winchester from Supernatural taking on Scott McCall from Team Wolf. Who wins? Let's find out. So, Dean has called himself the greatest hunter in the world, while Scott McCall is the one true alpha in Teen Wolf. Let's see if Dean can hunt down and kill Scott. So, just as always, gotta talk about strength. Well, Dean is impressively strong for just being a human. He's physically fought against demons, vampires, werewolves, shapeshifters, skinwalkers, and several other monsters. He's overpowered Sam and even one-shotted him before. He's also routinely kicked down or at least kicked open locked doors, even metal ones. But Scott has easily overpowered people and monsters that he's faced. He was able to fight against the Kanima, alpha werewolves, and even Peter Hale in his alpha werewolf form, all while he was still just a beta. And as a true alpha, he was able to overpower chimeras, fight against the beast of Shevadem, and even bust through a wall of Mountain Ash, which was supposed to be impossible for any supernatural being. Granted, that might have been more of sheer will than strength, still. But just like Dean is impressively strong, he's also impressively tough. He's withstood being shot in the shoulder, having his shoulder dislocated, and being sent into and through walls. He survived being electrocuted to the point he had a heart attack, brutal bloody beatings from Lucifer and Metatron, being tortured for 40 years in hell, and even punches from God himself. Although, I think it's safe to say Chuck was holding back a great deal. But it's still impressive. It is God. But as a beta werewolf, Scott was stood being shot in the arm with an arrow, being stabbed, hits from Peter, and being gashed open from alphas that nearly killed him. As an alpha, he endured a beating from Peter and Liam, being tortured with electricity, attacks from the beast, and being stabbed in the back but with several talons. He also has a great healing factor, as he regenerated his lost eyes. But his healing factor is dependent on his emotions. Like, he has to believe that he deserves to be healed from his injuries for his healing factor to take hold. This is seen in season 3A and at the end of the series. So, like, if he's feeling extreme guilt, he his healing factor won't happen. Like, he won't heal from his injuries. Something like that. Uh, and moving on to speed, well, Dean has evaded bullets and dodged strikes from vampires and other monsters who all have superhuman speed. But Scott has was running as a blur and easily outpacing cars, even just as a beta. He also has some pretty nice parkour skills as well. So, Dean is very physically impressive by human standards, like unbelievably impressive. But he is still just human. Scott is an alpha werewolf. There's no discussion here. We all know who's physically better. On the other hand, Dean is obviously the more skilled fighter. He was trained by his father, John, at a young age, who is a ex-marine, and Dean is an expert hand-to-hand fighter, melee fighter, hunter, and marksman. He's bested and killed 3 demons simultaneously, killed an entire nest of about 15 vampires single-handedly, and he's matched or bested Sam, who has had the same training as Dean. He was also a very skilled marksman, as he's routinely hit moving targets from several meters away. Dean even claimed that the first time John ever took him target practicing, he bullseyed every target. And although we don't know the distance between him and the targets, John was impressed. His overall skill was praised by Kane, the world's first murderer, and Crowley even said that he was Kane's prize fighter. He also carried a wide variety of weapons, including several different guns, bladed weapons, bombs, and even a freaking grenade launcher. But for this fight, he'll have his handgun, let's say laced with silver bullets, since he's fighting a werewolf, and a knife, sure. Scott, however, has his razor sharp claws that easily cut through steel and definitely bone. But the thing with Scott is that he doesn't kill. I mean, outside of the Ghost Riders and the Uni things, the Shadow Ninja things, he doesn't kill at all. I mean, he let both Peter Hill and Gerard live, despite them trying to kill him for much of the series. And him and his friends. This means he always holds back. He always holds back in a fight. How much he holds back depends on what he's fighting. Like if he's fighting a human, he's probably gonna hardly try. If he's fighting some other werewolf or something, he's probably gonna try a little harder, but there's still gonna be a part of him that just doesn't let him go all out. And that's the human side of him. He doesn't give in to the, I guess, the feral instincts that a lot of werewolves give into. But he holds back so much that even Liam, one of Scott's betas, nearly killed him in a 1v1. Granted, Scott was weakened by either Wolfsbane or Mount Nash, I don't remember, and holding back even more so because Liam is one his beta and his friend, his mentor, you know? And Liam was basically in an out of control rage. And if you ever watch Teen Wolf, you know emotions significantly amp or significantly decrease you. But still, Scott was the alpha, Liam was the beta. Scott should have definitely been just more powerful than Liam and should have been able to overpower him, yet he couldn't. He just couldn't. He might have been letting himself get beat up, but I don't know. I don't think so. I think Liam legitimately overpowered and nearly killed him. That's how much Scott holds back. This doesn't bode well for him, since he's facing one of the best hunters in all of Supernatural, possibly the best, and is definitely a shoot first, ask questions later kind of hunter. He also is just more brutal. I mean, we've seen episodes of him just beat vampires' heads in to kill them, slice them in half, slice their head off. He doesn't care. He just kills them. Sam is the more compassionate one here, not Dean. It's normally Sam telling Dean to stop. Like, think about it. He almost killed his friend Garth, who became a werewolf, and didn't because Sam made him see that he was, you know, doing the right thing, not killing people, living basically a normal life. And because of all that, because of Dean's brutality and Scott's unwillingness to kill or even significantly try against humans, I have to side with Dean on this one. I just think Scott just holds back too much. And I say Dean has a successful hunt. Dean Winchester wins. Like and subscribe if you did enjoy. Leave a comment of what you think and hit the notification bell to be notified of all my future videos and all that great stuff. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.